In this evening story time with Florcita, you and I will get to share the story of The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. I hope you can get yourself a warm cup of tea, coffee, or whatever little snack you can find. Snuggle up in a little corner of your room and share this cozy space, this cozy reading corner with me as we journey into Khalil's world together with the sound of the ocean right behind us, surrounding us, as we journey on to this place, far beyond, yet where space and time do not exist. So let's begin. The Prophet by Khalil Gibran. Al-Mustafa, the chosen and the beloved, who was a dawn unto his new day, had waited 12 years in the city of Orphalis for his ship that was to return and bear him back to the hour of his birth. And in the 12th year, on the 7th day of Ailul, the month of reaping, he climbed the hill without the city walls and looked seaward, and he beheld his ship coming with a mist. Then the gates of his heart were flung open, and his joy flew far over the sea, and he closed his eyes and prayed in the silences of his soul. But as he descended the hill, a sadness came upon him, and he thought in his heart, "How shall I go on in peace and without sorrow? Nay, not without a wound in the spirit shall I leave this city. Long were the days of pain I have spent within its walls, and long were the nights of aloneness, and who can depart from his pain and his aloneness without regret? Too many fragments of the spirit have I scattered in these streets, and too many are the children of my longing that walk naked among these hills. And I cannot withdraw from them without a burden and an ache. It is not a garment I cast off this day, but a skin that I tear with my own hands. Nor is it a thought I leave behind me, but a heart made sweet with hunger and thirst. Yet I cannot tarry longer. The sea that calls all things unto her calls me, and I must embark. For to stay, though the hours burn in the night, is to freeze and crystallize and be bound in a mold. Fain would I take with me all that is here, but how shall I? A voice cannot carry the tongue and the lips that gave it wings. Alone must it seek the ether. And alone and without his nest shall the eagle fly across the sun. Now, when he reached the foot of the hill, he turned again towards the sea, and he saw his ship approaching the harbor, and upon her prow the mariners, the men of his own land. And his soul cried unto them, and he said, "Sons of my ancient mother, you riders of the tides, how often have you sailed in my dreams, And now you come in my awakening, which is deeper, which is my deeper dream. Ready am I to go, and my eagerness with sails full set awaits the wind. Only another breath will I breathe in this still air. Only another loving look cast backward. And then I shall stand among you, a seafarer among seafarers. And you, Vassie, sleepless mother, who alone in our peace and freedom and the river and the stream. Only another winding will this stream make, only another murmur in this glade. And then I shall come to you, a boundless drop to a boundless ocean. And as he walked, he saw from afar men and women leaving their fields and their vineyards and hastening towards the city gates. And he heard their voices calling his name and shouting from a field telling one another of the coming of the ship. And he said to himself, shall the day of parting be the day of gathering? And shall it be said that my eve was in truth my dawn? And what shall I give unto him who has left his plough and his mid-furrow, or to him who has stopped the wheel of his winepress? Shall my heart become a tree heavy laden with fruit, that I may gather and give unto them? And shall my desires flow like a fountain, that I may fill their cups? Am I a harp that the hand of the mighty may touch me, or a flute that his breath may pass through me? A seeker of silence as I am, and what treasure have I found? In the silences that I may dispense with confidence. If this is my day of harvest, in what fields have I sowed the seed? And in what unremembered seasons? If this indeed is the hour in which I lift up my lantern, and the guardian of the night shall fill it with oil, and he shall light it also. These things he said in words, but much in his heart remained unsaid, for he himself could not speak his deeper secret. And when he entered into the city, all the people came to meet him, and they were crying out to him as with one voice. And the elders of the city stood forth and said, go not yet away from us. A noontide have you been in our twilight, and your youth has given us dreams to dream. No stranger are you among us, nor a guest, but our son and our dearly beloved. Suffer not yet our eyes to hunger for your face. And the priests and priestesses said unto him, let not the waves of the sea separate us now, and the years you have spent in our midst become a memory.